in Cincinnati. As in this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Off of play action, Darnold. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man, complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. Ooh, with a juke. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Well, these two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On the give, this is Hubbard. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bengals nothing. McCann's got it teed up. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, here's Stafford.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. 2nd and 10. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 23 yards the pickup there. Darnold on 1st down. Buying time to his left. Looking for Campbell downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to get the football here at their own 23. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the interception, here's Stafford. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
And out across midfield down to the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Now Darnold. That ball caught by Campbell. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there. Nearly intercepted on the sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Albert O. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
McCann's got it teed up. No return here for Carter. Now this will be a touchback. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. A give. This is Montgomery. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And here's Rodgers on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quit?
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
On second down now, it's Hubbard. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Caught the defense off guard there a bit on second and long, but now you still have to deal with third and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you send it in.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now it's Darnold. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up fourth. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. DeAndre Carter back deep. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first. Oh, it springs free. Montgomery loses it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Now a play fake it at Stafford. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Working with his 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Stafford. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
53 to Mike, 53, check 53. Let's go, D.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And McManus able to put it through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Paris Campbell with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. McCann's got it teed up. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Stafford. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 9, Stafford. He'll get that one to Carter complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
I'm coming. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Here we go.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Stafford. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the 2nd half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. That's complete. Okuegbuna. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could count.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
These two teams making their final adjustments for the 2nd half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the 2nd half. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect 2nd half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. On 1st down, it's Montgomery. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Switch up, switch up. So Mike's number one, Mike's number one.
From the 50, it's Stafford. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Now Montgomery running right. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's Stafford. On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 23 yards on the play. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give. It's Hubbard going left. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Faking the give, Darnold. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 40. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Darnold. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. McCann's got it teed up. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here? And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Darnold. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. Darnold now to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Justin Evans. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, we saw that he had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
On 1st down, Darnold. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter.
I'm here all day. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Defense wins championships, baby.
They'll run here with Hubbard. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
On 2nd and goal, Darnold. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. To throw is Stafford. Screen play, McKinnon. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Here's Sam Martin now, standing just outside his own goal line. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run here with Hubbard. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. 77 yards on the ground for him so far.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. McCann's kick up and good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
This taken in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Trying to lay one up deep. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The Bengals on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Mike 57. Watch the slant. 57's the Mike. Watch 57. Bring it. Bring it.
Off of play action, Darnold. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
And 6 yards to go.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hold the look. Hold the look. Hold.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. McCann's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Stafford. And now here is another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions.
It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Again, it's Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now a give running left with Montgomery. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
One last throw here for Stafford. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And